Everywhere I go, everybody I talk to, it seems to be a conflict of interest. God bless you, friends. Thank you for joining me. This is going to be a makeup morning nuggets because I wasn't able to produce a morning nugget on Friday morning. And guess what? I heard from a couple of you too. Pastor Nate, are you okay? I noticed you didn't do a morning nugget. So I really appreciate that. That means I have supporters. I have subscribers who really care for Pastor Nate. So Pastor Nate said he's going to get his butt up. He's going to do some research. He's going to produce some morning nuggets, and he's going to do some editing so he can give his people some content. You're the ones who keep me going. Thank you for that. We're in a few days in this month. It's still the first of the month, and I want to acknowledge all the June birthdays. Happy birthday to you and many more. You saw the title, Conflict of Interest. I can't go nowhere on these YouTube streets. If I talk to this person, it's a conflict of interest. If I go in this person's chat, it's a conflict of interest. Just a whole bunch of foolishness. And I'm going to tell you why I think it's foolishness. Conflict of interest is a situation when a person or an organization is involved with multiple interests that could possibly involve working against another. I'm in logistics. I'm in supply chain management. So if I work for FedEx, and then let's just say I have a part-time job working for UPS, both of them kind of do the same thing. I don't know if it's allowable, but back in the day, they didn't allow you to do that. But that would be like a conflict of interest. So if I'm part of your nation, I'm in your camp, and I go to somebody else who is your nemesis or your enemy, then you have a problem with it. Even though I'm trying to be neutral, you have an issue because I am over there in your enemy's camp. That's a conflict of interest. Friend, if that's the case, we can't do nothing. We can't go anywhere because everybody hates each other. Everybody is enemies with each other. That's why I got my own mind. Ooh, God gave me my mind and I use it. I'm not a part of no nation. I'm not a part of no camp. I'm not a part of no group. I'm not a part of anybody. I stand alone. As that girl said, I do what I want to do. Really, I don't do what I want to do because if the Holy Spirit tells me not to do it, I don't do it. I'm a part of the kingdom. Yeah. And he doesn't discriminate. He teaches us to love everyone. He teaches us to treat everybody right. But if I'm a part of your camp, you're biased. You may have an issue with me if I'm nice to someone that you have an issue with. Pastor Nate don't roll like that. Oh my gosh. We've seen this behavior. We've seen this scenario on the YouTube streets, and it has become a mess. And it's very uncomfortable. It really is. And when you're part of a group, I think it's some form of control when they tell you you can't go to that other person's channel because I don't like this person or this person doesn't like me. What really spurred this conversation was Rebel Son. Y'all know I like Rebel. That's my boy. He crazy though. He always messes with me, but that's Rebel, so it doesn't bother me. I met Rebel in person in San Antonio at the 2019 event, and he is just an upstanding, cool guy. But this is what he said. He said it was a conflict of interest for him being on that gentleman's panel, which is the reason why he resigned. Of course, after that, then the whole thing dissolved. He said it was a conflict of interest because he's not comfortable sitting on a panel where someone or others talk about an opportunity or another show that he's on. That's why I say it's so difficult being friends and building alliances and having relationships with people on YouTube because you just get caught in the crosswire. If I'm reporting news, and it's very difficult doing that because if you reporting on things that's going on in the YouTube environment, and you come across a situation where you're reporting a scenario of someone who is your friend, it's hard for you to do that because that's your friend. That's a conflict of interest. So you really can't be the news person over here if you call yourself reporting the news, because you can't report on everything unless you pick and choose. Now you're biased, right? So you see what I'm saying? When you're part of a group, and I'm not trying to discourage being a part of a group, trust me. I think it's good when you can collaborate, but we've seen what collaboration does over here. It just doesn't work in many cases. Now, there may be very few cases that it did work, and I thought in some cases it would work, and come to find out later they blew up and it was a mess. So I haven't really seen too many successful ones. One of the reasons why I'm not part of a group is because in many instances, if you're a content creator, you're a leader of a group of people. People follow you, and if you don't like this other content creator and you don't expect for your people to like them, they'll follow you. You talk about them, they'll talk about them, they'll drag them, because people are followers. I'm not following you because I don't have a problem. That person has never done that to Pastor Nate. In fact, I go to all chats. Y'all know it. I'll go to Sir King's chat. I'll go to Five Babes chat. Y'all know I met Five Babes. Like I go to Jay Wilson's chat. I'll even go to Teresa's chat. I'll go into Sean Bradley's chat. And they all respect Pastor Nate. In fact, some of the ones you hate respect me a lot better than the ones I've been knowing for a long time. Every time I come over, hey, The Smart Show, hey, Pastor Nate, some of these people you don't like welcomes me tremendously. And one of the reasons why I'm not part of a group is because what if you decide to make up? Now I'm looking like an idiot. I've dragged you because my leader drug you. That's why I drag you. Now my leader or the content creator made up with this person. Look how it made me look. And that has happened. You see what happened when everybody went to Atlanta. You could have bought everybody for a penny. Everybody was so disappointed because you were windmilling and caping for people. And then you saw them in Atlanta getting together and it made you look like a... You see what I'm saying? People have your own mind. That's what I'm trying to say. This behavior went on in the Bible. Like I say, it's very difficult being on somebody's side. Even in family, it's really hard sometimes. There's an instance in the Bible in 1 Samuel 20:33. Even Saul had an issue with David, and Saul was trying to kill David. Jonathan was Saul's son, and Jonathan and David, they were friends. Y'all know the story. But Jonathan's father, Saul, didn't like David. In fact, Jonathan's father, Saul, didn't like for Jonathan and David to be friends. So one day, they were at the table, and Saul asked Jonathan, where was David? Because Saul wanted to kill David. And Jonathan, so to speak, protected David. And I believe Saul knew it. And what Saul did, he threw his spear at Jonathan, his own son. He was so mad he threw a spear at him because Jonathan was protecting David. Jonathan was protecting someone Saul didn't like. That's the way it is in life. Now let me ask you, I want you to leave your comments. I want you to leave questions if you have questions. Do you feel like it's appropriate to go on in the enemy's camp or the enemy's platform or in their chat when you know they don't like someone that you really rock and support? Do you feel like that's inappropriate? Or do you feel like if the leader or the content creator that you follow, if that person doesn't want you to go to the enemy's camp, do you feel like that's control? Do you feel like you should have your own mind? I just thought I would bring this to the forefront because that's all I've been hearing. Ever since I've been on YouTube, I've been seeing this here. But more notably this week when someone mentioned conflict of interest. Friend, thank you for your support. If you like these exhortations, don't forget to subscribe, share, and like. In the meantime, in between time, be at peace and not in pieces. Till next time, my friend.